India has many records to its name, from maximum weight lifted with mouth in handstand to longest dance marathon. Most of them make us proud. However, this particular record does not. India is home to world's youngest serial killer. It is Mushahar, a rural village situated in the state of Bihar, India. It harbors a population of largely impoverished people who make their ends meet by doing labor work. The Sada family is one of the many families living in that small village. Amarjeet Sada was born to a poor couple working as laborers in Bihar. The family was hardly making ends meet. Soon, Amarjeet became elder brother after the birth of his sister. While it was surely a moment of celebration, deep down it became harder for the couple to feed their family with their family expansion. By nature, Amarjeet was a loner. He had no friends, but he liked spending his time climbing trees and strolling around his village for fun. He was very reclusive and isolated. While it is not completely unusual for children his age to be loners, there was a deep evil brewing within him, something he wasn't able to contain anymore. One day, his aunt came to his house with a request. She wanted Amarjeet's family to take care of her young 6-year-old daughter for some time while she found a new job in the area. The 6-year-old was a cousin to Amarjeet. His family accepted her request and took her daughter with them. One day, Amar's mother went to the market to buy groceries. As there was no one home except Amarjeet, his sister, and his cousin, Amarjeet was made to babysit the other girls while she was at the market. Well, this would prove to be a fatal mistake. The beast within him had woken up. Amarjeet went to his cousin and started to pinch and slap her. The baby began to cry. He found this amusing and continued to up his actions. After some time playing this evil game, he decided to worsen his actions even more. He put his hands around the baby's throat and started strangling it. As the baby grasped for air, he derived more and more pleasure from it. Finally, the baby stopped breathing. After killing his cousin, Amarjeet went to a secluded place nearby, took the dead body with him, and bashed her head with a nearby rock. He then buried it under the grass. After his crime, he returned home nonchalantly, as if nothing had happened. When his mother returned home, she was terrified to see the baby missing. Her initial attempts to find the girl were of no success. Finally, she asked Amar if he knew anything about the missing girl, and his response stunned her. He, without any hesitation, told his mother what he had done to the poor girl. Despite realizing what their son had done, the Sada family shielded him and did not let any outsiders know of the full truth. When his aunt cried for answers, the family cooked up some story to cover up his actions. While Amarjeet might have faced physical punishment from his father, they did not inform the police or any other authorities for Amar's devilish behavior. They considered it a family matter. Months passed. Just when the Sada family thought their son had learned a life lesson and changed for the better, they were in for another shock. It was time for his next victim. One winter afternoon, when his parents were sleeping, Amarjeet found his perfect time to hunt. He shifted his attention towards his sister. She was sleeping peacefully near the parents. He went near her, lifted her from the cot, and started choking her. Soon enough, the baby stopped breathing. When his mother woke up and picked her up to feed, the baby did not respond. She felt the horror and immediately realized what had happened. When she asked Amarjeet if he had anything to do with it, he simply replied, yes. When asked about the reason why he killed his own sister, his answer was, just like that. His response made it clear that he did not value human life and he had no remorse for what he did. This was a second murder within a span of months by this child from hell. But instead of going to the authorities, the family once again decided to downplay the matter. He was not reported to the police. Again, they cooked up some story to cover up his actions. But this peculiar behavior from the Sada family was beginning to make the neighbors and other residents of the village quite suspicious of them. They realized something was wrong. They realized something was wrong with the boy. In 2007, few months after the incident, neighbor of Sada family and a fellow resident of the village, Chunchun Devi, a mother of an infant baby girl named Khushbu, goes to work. While she is away, she puts her daughter at a primary school for care to make sure Khushbu is safe while she is at work. Unknown to her, this would have quite the opposite effect. When she returned home, she was horrified to find out that her daughter was not there. Chunchun Devi, not able to locate Khushbu, went to the police for help. While it was not clear how or when Khushbu went missing or who took her away, the neighbors were quite suspicious of the disappearance. They were almost certain Khushbu's disappearance had something to do with Amarjeet. Not long after that, this news reached Chunchun Devi and it all came crashing down. Everyone in the neighborhood had previously suspected him in deaths of the other children in his family as well. The villagers called the police to speak to Sada family, but police initially did not believe that a young child like Amarjeet could execute such vicious crimes. Still, they decided to question Amarjeet about the incidents. During the interrogation, one of the cops described how Amarjeet smiled a lot. When asked questions, he would ask for biscuits in exchange of information. Under pressure, Sada family had no choice but to let the truth come out, and so it did. Amarjeet admitted to abducting Khushbu from school and killing her. On being asked on how he did it, he replied with, "She was sleeping in the school. I took her a little away and killed her with a stone and buried her." Police were stunned to hear this dark reality of seemingly innocent child. After questioning him further, he led the authorities to the dead body. It was a house of cards. One truth led to another, and soon it was revealed that Amarjeet was also behind the killings of his sister and cousin. After two previous murders and no consequences, Amarjeet finally had his luck run out.
The trial.
There was no such similar case of child serial killer in Indian judiciary system. This was unheard of. One psychologist who assessed Amarjeet diagnosed him with a general psychiatric disorder. He called the boy a sadist who derived pleasure from inflicting injuries on others. Under Indian laws, a child cannot be sentenced to death or sent to prison, but can be detained at a children's home until they turn 18. As Amarjeet was legally just a child and not an adult, he was placed in a remand home until he turned 18. There, he was given access to medications and rehab facilities. This sparked a moral debate between two fractions of people. One side believed that it was the right thing to do, as Amarjeet was, after all, just a child, while the other side argued about how one can get away scot-free after committing such heinous murders. In 2016, on his 18th birthday, Amarjeet was released. With a new identity and his whereabouts unknown, Amarjeet Sada is still living among us. Let's just hope that he has changed for the better and is not a threat to society anymore. Hey, if you like videos about true crime, mysteries, and all things interesting, please consider subscribing as it really helps me. And thank you so much for watching. This is Keval, signing off.